Hello YouTube! My name is Scott, and welcome to another episode of Opinions No One Cares About, a video series where everything's made up, and I'm not going to finish that opening because I don't want to get sued. So, you ever hear a song and one line just kind of jumps out at you and makes you start questioning things? I have, which is why I sat down here and pointed the camera at myself. See, I've been a dad since 2007, and my two oldest are girls. So, if you do the math, you realize that I had two daughters who were 6 and 3 when Disney gave us Frozen. Needless to say, I came to know this movie very well. But before you ask, no, there wasn't any line in Let It Go, or Fixer Upper, or Olaf's song about summer that stuck out to me. I mean, it's been 8 years, and those lyrics are basically burned into my brain. If I had problems with any of them, besides the fact that I have, all the songs memorized, I'd know by now. Nope, we're going to look at a line from Frozen 2. There are a lot of songs in this one as well, because animated Disney movie. But let's not pretend that we know or care about any of them, besides Into the Unknown and Lost in the Woods. I mean, can you even sing a single line from Olaf's song right now without having to go look it up first? Anna gets a song of her own. Elsa has at least one more, and that's basically all I remember. But we're going to sweep all of that under the rug because this is my show, damn it, and I'm pressing on! So, getting back to Into the Unknown. Elsa seems to have her life figured out, as well as her powers. But then she starts hearing a call in the distance. A call she tries hard, for most of the song anyway, to ignore. Most of the lyrics of the song are about her trying to convince herself that she doesn't need to investigate whatever this is, because life is good. And she says as much with this line. Everyone I've ever loved is here within these walls. And that is the line that stuck with me, because I remember this movie far better than I want to, being a 38-year-old man. As you may recall, the King and Queen of Arendelle took off on a sea voyage. Now, there's a theory that they were headed to Rapunzel's wedding, and on the way they had a baby boy, and that the shipwreck led to the beginning of Tarzan, and it was the ship Ariel explored at the beginning of The Little Mermaid. Okay, wait a minute. Guys, as attractive a theory as this is, and I know we all love the Marvel movies, not everything has to be a cinematic universe, okay? So Elsa knows her parents were lost at sea, obviously. And even assuming she sent people to recover their bodies, they were still clearly buried outside the castle walls under these giant gravestones. And Elsa is singing this song long after those stones were carved. So she's singing about people that she loves being inside the castle, knowing full well that her parents aren't. And I suppose I could keep beating around the bush, but I'm just going to get to my point here. I don't think Elsa loved her parents. Love is a lot of things. If you like the Beatles, it's all you need. Are you a Pat Benatar fan? Then it's a battlefield. You can give it a bad name, you can bleed it, you can find it in a hopeless place, be addicted to it. If you want to bring it back to Disney, you can even feel it tonight. Wait, can you? And of course you can circle it all the way back to Frozen and say that love is an open door, as sung by Anna and Prince Hans. That song is actually kind of foreshadowing for the movie because for the extent of their childhoods, the two princesses were separated by a closed door. It was only when the girls were reunited that Elsa learned the extent of her powers and how to control them, with love. Love that, may I remind you, she clearly didn't have for her parents. Think about it. It seems unlikely that the king and queen would lock Elsa away in that room and never once visit her, especially since she was the eldest and first in line to the throne. Did they try to be loving, supportive parents? We don't know. All we have to go on is how Elsa turned out. Specifically not realizing that love is the key to opening that metaphorical door until long after her parents were dead. And let's not forget, Elsa was a child. From her perspective, the two people who loved her most in the world decided to lock her away and tell her she needed to stop feeling. Was she going to have the emotional maturity necessary to feel some feelings, but not all of them? Especially with her father, a man she presumably trusted above all others, telling her to conceal, don't feel? Why, hell, how would she feel love towards anyone after being told her entire life that her feelings need to be hidden? Elsa's saving grace turns out to be Anna, who sacrifices herself and gives Elsa the key to controlling her powers. The first movie starts with the two of them playing together as children, which is the only time Elsa has been shown pure, unabashed love. Her parents show up when her powers need to be explained, and they interpret the helpful advice they get from a rock troll very badly, turning their eldest daughter, and again, heir to the throne, into an emotionally stunted shut-in. And that's where I'm going to bring it back to Frozen 2, and remind everyone, Elsa is singing Into the Unknown entirely to herself. It's not like she has to convince someone else of this. She's trying to convince herself to resist the call of some voice coming from who knows where, and remind herself that she is happy and content with all the people that she loves, who have shown her love in return. And I think it's fair to say that the two people who locked her away as a child and convinced her to stunt her own emotional development don't get to make that list. I know I usually end with a joke, or try to, but after detailing the emotional abuse of a child like that, I'm going to need something really funny to pivot towards. Okay, that was pretty good, and let's face it, it couldn't happen to a nicer douchebag. But is getting covered in manure funny enough? Yep, that'll work. Screw you, Hans. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around watching another video. Hope you liked it. If you did, please do all the usual YouTube stuff, like, comment, share, subscribe, anything that's gonna get some more people watching this. And until next time, this has been Opinions No One Cares About. Everyone has opinions. This one was mine.